Well, I'm very excited today to be speaking with Kyle and Sean, and welcome to Australia.
Thank you very much.
How have you guys been enjoying it so far?
We've loved it. Everyone's been really, really nice and welcoming. And
Even the Uber drivers are very nice.
I was thinking about that.
Everybody seems happy.
Yeah.
What's been your highlights so far?
So far, for me, the symposium and the film, getting to meet so many new faces and even faces that I've seen online but haven't met.
Yeah.
I probably stole your answer. Just connecting with so many people.
Well, I can't even begin to describe how amazing it's been having you guys here. And what it's meant for us all, like bring us all together.
Yeah.
And having fun with FA for the first time in our lives. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we obviously Sean's been here before, but I see everything that's going on here just through social media and whatever else. And so it's really exciting to participate in it. And you guys have such a strong community we have that in the US, but but I just think it's such an important thing to have a strong community, and you guys are doing a great job with that.
It's also what we need is a strong leader or mentor or
like you.
No, that's what you guys are.
No, we all do it together.
That's what you guys are to us.
Thank you. But like Kyle said, we all figure it out together.
Yeah.
Okay, getting down to it. There was one question that was asked last night, the last question, that stated, would you choose to have FA or not?
She jumps right into it, man.
It's been on my mind constantly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so can you explain your answer and why?
I'll let Sean go first. You gave an awesome answer last night, I thought.
Are you kidding me right now?
I wish we had last night on film, so I'm trying to recapture.
I think there are a lot of things that are frustrating about FA and a lot of things I hate. I can imagine you hate even more. But I know at the end of the day, if it wasn't for FA, I wouldn't be in Australia. I wouldn't have carried the Olympic torch. I wouldn't be in a film. And I wouldn't have the friendship level that I have. I think I'm connected to a couple thousand people on Facebook, and half of them are FAers, if not more. Like, my life is rich and full because of FA. And I don't believe that if I could go back in time and eliminate my diagnosis, that my life would be the same. In fact, in Kyle's words, he said he believed his life would probably be pretty boring. And I think that's true for me as well.
Yeah. So I liked one of the things you said last night. Just generally, it gives you a perspective. It helps you appreciate life and friendships and little things that you might not if you didn't have the FA or some big challenge. But also one of the things that we talk about too, and that we talk about all the time, is that it doesn't matter what your challenge is. Everyone has challenges. Mm-hmm. And it matters how you respond to them. I think that's a concept that is well played out in our, in any, self-help realm that you look at. It's all about how you respond to your challenges, but it's so true, and especially in this case. So, yeah.
Yeah. When you said that answer, I was sitting next to a girl who was just crying, saying that that's so amazing to me. I don't think FA has made my life better. And I was just like almost crying with her. And I just want to kind of know where you find that strength and to overcome such a big hurdle. I mean, the reality is FA is so big.
Yeah.
How do you find that strength?
Well, I also don't want to pretend that like we are we represent the whole picture of the FA. There's so many people in so many different situations, different severities of progression and how the disease affects them, and different family situations, right? And people have different levels of support. I think we're fortunate to have incredible support from family and friends. And so I think that's where I derive a lot of my strength, is from leaning on other people and counting on others to pull me up. And I think that's one of the things that I really love about the FA community. And, you know, it's very, like I said, it's very strong here in Australia. Everyone's supporting each other and depending on each other for strength. So.
Yep. You know, I think I've realized, or I think I've realized, that if it wasn't FA, it would be something else. You know, it would be loss of loved ones, it would be cancer, it would be AIDS, it would be diabetes. Everybody's got stuff, and I love how this community comes together worldwide, and we help each other get through our stuff. So I don't know that I found strength. There are days where I am not as strong or as happy, or overall I'm happy. But there are oh geez.
I know, let's turn it off before somebody gets hurt.
And I don't know where I was going, but
You were saying
I think there's strength in the community itself.
Yeah.
Knowing that other people are in the same fight together gives me motivation to keep fighting. You know, if I were alone and there weren't other people in this with me, FAers or friends and family, then maybe there wouldn't be as much strength to draw on. In fact, I'm sure there wouldn't be. But the fact that we all figuring this out together and we're pushing to a cure, the strength is easier.
If you guys had one day FO free, you could do anything you want. What would that be?
I'd go for a run, I think, and then play frisbee with my brother and my nephew. It makes me emotional just thinking about it. So yes, that's my answer. That's what I would do.
That's the same as me, just something so simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even going for a run. Like, I would just dance.
Yeah.
Just
I love that.
Maybe try the hula hoop.
A hula hoop, nice.
Or jump rope. Yes.
Yeah. And with my answer, I would definitely, my niece would be included in that frisbee session. I had to.
It's probably a good thing you added that.
I agree.
You do. And if you. What does a normal day look like for you guys?
A normal day.
Normal, average Monday.
Well, Sean wakes up at like noon, and then he.
Do you sleep in?
So I do all my days off. I work full time.
Oh, okay.
So a normal day for me would wake up around 7:30, 8 o'clock probably.
Yep.
Maybe 7. Get dressed and do a quick breakfast. Go to work. Most of my days are spent working for 8 hours or so. And then after work, I typically will go to the gym and do some exercising. And then I go home and I go to bed. Like, my work week is rather boring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wake up around 7, and drive to work. I drive with hand controls. Well, first I guess I eat a couple of things. I eat an egg and maybe a smoothie, and then I head to work and work at fara and organize fundraisers and outreach to donors and stuff like that. And then sometimes I go for a bike ride after work if it's light enough outside.
Still fun.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing to do. I have that thought every once in a while, like, when does this get old? It never gets old. I love it. So, and then like 9 o'clock or so, and Sean and I talk seriously like at least 3 nights a week, I bet. Working on a podcast and whatever else, like me reminding Sean about all the stuff he has to do and stuff. So
it's normally there's at least one phone call where we discuss 7 or 8 ideas, and we talk about those ideas once a month because we just don't have the time to develop all of them. Okay. So we're still talking about ideas we had last year that we still want to do someday.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you get to do them.
And we do write a few things down every once in a while.
Yeah. And usually, in most days, there's a selfie in there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You do a selfie around 4 p.m.
Do you believe that with FA, it's most important to have a goal that's kind of pushing us forward, like a to-do list?
I think that's important in life. Whether it's FA or not, if you don't, everybody's gotta have a reason to get out of bed. I mean, whether it's your babies or your husband or your wife or your job or your career or whatever. Like, something's gotta get us out of bed that's so much bigger than ourselves. And in the face of FA, I think that rings even more true because we know our time is limited, whether it's time breathing or just time of ability. You've got to be working towards something. So I believe goals are essential in life, not just for FAers.
I agree with you.
That's what I was trying to say.
So Sean, you didn't say what your goal is.
I think I have a few. The biggest thing that gets me, I want to write a book someday. In fact, I think I have a couple of books somewhere inside. I want our podcast to continue to grow and have an influence around the globe. But really what gets me out of bed every day is a nonprofit idea or a foundation that I launched, and that's with the effort to help other people, whether they're in a wheelchair or whatever their issue may be, climb mountains and run marathons. So it's my goal to get as many people on top of as many mountains as we can in life, and still find ways to enjoy the beauty of life itself, even though we might be stuck in a wheelchair or, without limbs or, whatever it may be. So that's what growing that foundation is what
all us forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into a future. When you decided to do the race across America, did you intend for that to be a metaphor for FA? As in going on a journey, going through the highs and lows, and then conquering it?
I think it's a metaphor for all of our challenges, right? And FA happens to be a big one in all of our lives. And so I think absolutely the race and the movie helped us exercise our challenge conquering muscle, right? Like, now that we know that we can, that we were part of a team that conquered the world's toughest bike race, like, why would we think that we couldn't treat and cure FA, right? And so I think that the race, we know that the whole community, the FA community, helped us conquer that race, because we know that it wasn't food, it wasn't training, those things helped us, yeah, sure, but really what drove us across the country was purpose, was all the comments and encouragement from the community.
Sorry.
It probably wasn't intended to be a metaphor that it is, or the metaphor that it is. I think the filmmakers turned this into a beautiful metaphor, and it was a beautiful accident that's become the metaphor that it is.
But that, I think, is why it's touched us all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.